Brittany Grice. Okay, so first what I want everyone to do is to close your eyes, put down your pens, completely clear everything from your mind. Okay, now come back to me. That was a brief, like 10-second meditation. And most people, before they go to sleep, they have to think about absolutely nothing before they go to sleep. It's called meditating. What I want you to think about is all you do in the day. Whether you have a job, how many classes you have, if you have Greek life, or whatever it is, you sports, whatever it is you do, all of that stuff. Think about how you go through all of that stuff if you're not getting enough sleep. I'm sure you sacrifice sleep in order to, like someone mentioned earlier, study, or you're stressed so you can't sleep, or let's see, you have to work so you can't sleep. All the things you sacrifice for sleep, but you need sleep in essence to be able to do this stuff day in and day out. No matter how demanding your life is, you have to get the adequate amount of sleep, because if you don't, then you're not going to be able to go as hard as you do for the certain stuff that you do. And the adequate amount of sleep, I feel, well, according to the National Sleep Foundation, is 7 hours. And you know, most people say, you hear 8 hours, get 8 hours of sleep every night. It's really only 7. They've done multiple cases of research or whatever. Sleeping less than 7 hours is associated with adverse health outcomes, including weight gain, obesity, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, stroke, depression, and even sometimes death. That's from Healthline. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but like when you hear like, I didn't get enough sleep, I might die. Like, it's not funny, but whatever. Anyway, after researching the importance of sleep, I'm here to explain to you how deep our relationship is between sleep and health. With adequate amounts of sleep can impact our memory, our learning performance, and lowering your risk to depression. Let me first. So, sleep health. Sleep oftentimes is used as a diet method, which is not necessarily good because you need to eat as well. But people, because they've done some certain research, is in placing sleep instead of food so that they're not gaining weight. But however, this only works because insufficient sleep could be more than 10 hours and less than 7. So sleeping too long can hurt you as well. Insufficient sleep results in increased food intake, so when you are awake, you're going to eat more, even though you went to sleep early trying to eat. Basically, your hedonic enzymes are, and your pleasure and pain receptors are your willingness to go to sleep and what you eat. So let's say you hate salad, but you eat a salad. That's going to your not so receptive part of your brain. But if you go get a donut, it's in the receptive part. Those are the same things you're using when you sleep. So if sleeping is helping your pleasure center, not so much your pain center. Okay, heart health and aging speed. One of the most interesting things I found out is that if you don't get enough sleep, you're increasing your aging process. So adequate sleep decelerates the aging process. During deep sleep, the rise in your growth hormones allows damaged cells to become repaired. So basically, you're repairing your damaged cells as you're sleeping, which would lead to less aging, but not as fast. Which I think is pretty good because I get my 7 hours, so hopefully I stay looking young for a while. Without the deeper phases of sleep, allowing small daily breakdowns, like maybe taking a nap or so. And when I say 7 hours of sleep, I want to stress to you 7 hours in a row at night, not 2 naps during the day, 2 naps later, and then 3 hours at night. You're like, oh, I got 7 hours. It doesn't work that way. You need 7 hours of sleep at night. Your memory and learning. Okay. Your memory can only process certain amounts of information. So when you stay up and you don't sleep because you have to study, you're not retaining all of that information. Really, you're just looking at words and hoping that they sink into your brain, which is not going to help you. So sleeping, if you try to balance it out, set up all of your study that you're going to do and then get your adequate amount of sleep, you don't know how much of that you'll retain, but it's probably more than you staying up till 4 a.m. and then getting sleep for 3 hours and then going to try to take a final or a test. Sleep deprivation has been shown to lead to reduced attention. So you stayed up all night studying, and then now you're looking at your test, and you can't even understand what it's asking you to do. So the more, I want to make sure I'm stressing the importance of the right amount of sleep and when to get it. As you can see, adequate sleep is very important towards your quality of memory and learning performance. Okay, so what happens when you skip sleep? Depression. A lot of studies of people being depressed because they're so stressed or they're so worried and they haven't been getting enough sleep, and it turns into hallucinations, and then one small problem becomes a big problem. Skipping sleep will negatively affect us by impairing our brain functions. Across the board, it will slow down the ability to process information and problem solving. It kills your creativity and raises your stress levels. This is an example. Okay, this didn't happen here. I'm not sure where it happened. I looked it up. It gave me no state or whatever. But in 2015, an older man named Graham Mitchell, he was a psychiatric nurse. He hanged himself in his garden, which is, when you see like psychiatric, you're like, wait, you should be, helping people. But he hung himself in his garden, but nobody knew that he was not sleeping for months and months at a time, except for his personal therapist. And so after he died, Mitchell's sister said he seemed shell-shocked, and his therapist told them like he's been having trouble sleeping and we've been trying to work through it, but he suffered with chronic insomnia. And some people, when we were younger, used to vamp. Y'all do vamping, like staying up all night for no reason at all. Yeah. But in conclusion, sleep is very important. They have a national health center for it, so that should tell you how important it is. Of course, you have to get what you have to do in your 24 hours done, but don't not sleep because you have other better things to do. Thank you. Is my question coming from?
Okay, so what do you think is the best way to manage to get 7 hours a night?
Okay, me personally, I play basketball. I have